So much energy for a man with so little. Here we go. Get ready for my level. White guy with Asperger's coming up. Whoever said, oh shit, that's right, that's what I got. It's a weird place to, it's good though, because if the set doesn't go well, I can always just turn behind me and count the bricks and I'm happy, you know? So like, this is a peaceful setting for me. I do have Asperger's, and yes, they did change the word to autism, but I don't use it as freely because people always say, you don't look autistic, and it's like, yeah, I'm not chewing Legos, man. I mean, I'm sorry you don't understand it, but autism is a karate belt system now, and I've been given a white belt with yellow stripes. Sure, there are black belts who have perfected the craft. He goes, it's autism now, and it's like, whoa, who told you that? TikTok, man? I mean, we had the word Asperger's, and we hate change. Why do you keep changing it? And he goes, Dr. Asperger was a Nazi, and that's sad, but I wasn't. That seems... Yeah, I love trains, Doc, but... You guys are very late to that. That took you a second. Is it safe to say for you that might have been a slow burn? All right. I'll get married next summer. That's exciting. Yeah. I'm excited. It was hard to date as a young man on the spectrum. I'm young. I'm in my 20s. I didn't age well. I understand that. I look like I grew up in a lighthouse, I think. That's... I only say that because lighthouses are one of my things. I enjoy them quite a bit. And I was in Rhode Island looking at a lighthouse, and the guy next to me was like, what year was it built? And I was like, I don't know, buddy. And he goes, but what type of light bulb you guys got up there? What? You think I'm the guy? Like, are you saying I look eroded? I don't understand. Do I look like I spend a lot of time alone? But yeah, I'm excited to get married because dating as a young man in this city on the spectrum, it has its benefits, but it also is terrible because you love rough sex. You like spit in my mouth, and it's like, miss, I can't make eye contact. This spit is going nowhere near your mouth. It's gonna look like your sprinkler went off. You might not regret me now, but when you're laying in bed later and a driplet falls from the ceiling, it might be uncomfortable. But we make up for it in other ways. No one eats pussy like a man on the spectrum. I mean, we're a goal-oriented person. We finish everything we start. Have you ever seen us with the Rubik's Cube? We solve that behind our back. That's 9 colors. A vagina is mostly 1. You know what I'm talking about, fellas. Like good barbecue, burnt ends. I like that you four are very dirty. I appreciate that. If not, it would be awkward. You're the only ones in my peripheral. I do my whole set. They just book me to let them know when the stage needs to be vacuumed. That's it, you know? I come up here, I say some dirty shit. I'm like, there's a few crumbs to the right, and we move on. I remember the first time I went down to my fiance, she was like, hey, just so you know, I take antidepressants. It makes it harder for me to come. I was like, oh, don't worry, sweetie. You know, Rain Man's about to be in your pants. I'll make you come and count these matches. We'll have a night with it, you understand? I'm so cocky. Every time I go down there now, I just put 5 extra pills in her mouth. Show me your final boss. Let me beat level 5. That leg starts shaking. I'm like, who's sad now? Call my tongue Zoloft. Yeah, dude, if you could put up with us, you get rewarded in the end. Yeah, like, I'm a freak in a lot. Like, I'm weird at, like, I'll cut the crust off my sandwiches, but after period sex, I'll let that crust stay on me all day long. You pick the textures that you like. Don't get weird. Period sex is amazing. It combines my 2 favorite things, sex and finger painting. The right side liked that better. Left side, the other day I came and made a hand turkey. It was amazing. I called my fiance's tits Wilson. I'm quite literally painting you a picture. Be with me. You feel like a man when you go down there in that time of the month, right, fellas? Like a cat with a mouse with that tampon. I love it. Like Joe Rogan's just gonna pop up behind you like, fear is not a factor for you. It really isn't, Joe, it really. Put a fucking cockroach in there next time. I'll eat it all. Here we are, good. I don't know. Yeah, I gotta learn to save the period stuff for the end. It doesn't, it just goes, it gets weird after this. Now it's just my weird brain that's left. Like, that's the fun sex stuff now. Oh no, this upsets me. Who watches Love? They have a dating show about autistic, Love on the Spectrum. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't share that level of excitement. It's wholesome without the captions. When you put on the captions, they fuck my people hard. The amount of times the man speaks and the caption just says grunts. Sound it out, Netflix. Are you kidding me? One of the women broke up. She broke up with the autistic dude at the Renaissance Fair. That's like breaking up with a regular dude while you're blowing him. There is no difference. He had a sword in his hand and everything. That was so much trust in his autism. He could have been murdered. Put us on other shows. Autistic and Afraid. Just drop me in an island. I'll have it functioning in a few weeks. That's just me every day. It's me ordering at Chipotle, autistic and afraid. I don't know. I have like these, I stim a lot. Like you see me shake my feet and I keep a key in my pocket. It gets me in trouble stimming. Like I went into one of the bathrooms of the comedy clubs recently and the comics were at the urinals and I went into the stall and they started making fun of me. They were like, Dan's embarrassed about the size of his dick. I was like, not at all, dude. I stim, so if my balls come out, I will tickle them. That's just 28 years of living. It's not sexual. I don't grunt. I don't come. Nothing weird. I just tickle my balls, the pinch and roll. So I've learned through the years, I just put myself in the stall. It's easier. If no one ever walks into a bathroom and sees the guy tickling his balls and goes, oh, I bet he's autistic. You know, you'd be surprised. 0 times do they give you the benefit of the doubt. Get out of the bathroom, weirdo. No, I'm relaxed. What do you mean? We were in D.C. 2 weeks ago and we did a show and after the show, a guy came up to me and he goes, I saw that joke online and my son had been getting in trouble a lot in school for doing the same thing. So I gave him a coin to keep in his pocket and he doesn't get in trouble as much anymore. And I was like, as much? He goes, he still does it a little. I was like, hell yeah, you know? I had no idea my comedy career was going to get kids to stop. I'm not going to finish that sentence. That ended right there. Thank you, brain, for cutting me off ahead of time. Sometimes the brain, like you ever just fire off what's exactly in there and then you see the person react and they're upset. Like the exterminator was at our house one time and he's like, call me if the ants come back. And I was like, no, I would call a different exterminator. And then he just got angry, but it's like your job title is extermination, dude. You tricked me. We moved into a building now. We live in Jersey, and the building is nice, so they got a guy who does it for you. And he came up just to introduce himself, and it said pest control. And I was like, what is pest control? He goes, well, it's no longer extermination. That might promise something that can't happen. Control is more realistic. I was like, no, that's too vague, dude. Like, am I going to call you and be like, the ants are back? And you're like, yeah, but are they under control? No, one's dancing with a tambourine. What the fuck do you mean? They walk in a line regularly. That's their thing. They're always in control. That's not the issue here. They always find the loophole, these guys. It's weird that it's weird to perform this late. I don't drink. I'm a sober person. Not by it's by choice. I had to. No, you don't got to woo. It's not like any. I dated an abusive person for a while. She was an alcoholic. I got sober. She got a mugshot. You could laugh. She was a terrible person. She killed our roommate's goldfish. You never forget that. I'm walking home in Brooklyn. She goes, hey, just so you know, I killed the roommate's goldfish. And I laughed. I'm like, yeah, good one. She goes, no, the roommate pissed me off. I dumped Sprite in the fish tank. Fish can't swim in Sprite. That's the worst sentence I've ever heard, because that's not the sentence of someone who just did that for the first time. You shouldn't know what beverages fish can and can't swim in. Water, that's it. It stops and ends there. twisted individual. One of the craziest things anyone ever said to me, we were driving home from a wedding. She looks at me, she goes, you know what I realized today? I'm like, what? She goes, I've realized I've had more dicks in my mouth than donuts. When did you do that equation? Like, and also, I got questions, because that might be the wrong answer on either side of the equation. That's either too many dicks or too few donuts. I don't care if you're blown 100 dudes, just eat 100 donuts, you know? Checks and balances, yin yang, even dick to donut ratio. That is where love exists. I'll tell you more about, I used to be very, very heavy. I'm not gonna get into like a motivational thing. I used to be 354 pounds about 5 years ago. I've lost 190 pounds. Yeah, thank you. Sometimes life hands you situations, right? And you could either drag your feet and not realize it, or you could fucking make a change. I was 23. I almost got killed by a drunk driver, but it was funny, because I crashed into him and he was drunk. That's a second chance on life. Do you understand? With financial backing by Geico. Like, that was an adult pinata if I've ever seen one. But I took that and moved forward with the weight loss, because like they came. The doctors are such assholes. He comes in, he's like, you got a fatty liver. And I'm just like, I'm right back. I'm like, yeah, I fucking know. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, dude, I'm 354 pounds. Do you think my liver was sneaking out and going to Planet Fitness? This was a group effort. I knew what I was doing, doc. And then I started to run. That was honestly, it's nothing crazy. It is. I take mushrooms and I run ultra marathons. So I run races that are longer, like 50 miles, 100 miles. And that's the interesting thing, right? Because people come up to you and they're like, running is so boring. Not on mushrooms. It is never, I'm running with the dinosaurs, ladies and gentlemen. I lost 80 pounds with a T-Rex, you understand? We travel a lot for comedy. We go on the road. I run through cemeteries, not in a weird way, just no one ever looks at the headstones. Did you ever run a marathon with Civil War generals? It's funny to see the look on their face when you turn the first corner. They're like, where the fuck did my statue go? Bad news for you, buddy. You're a bad guy. That was a stupid one, I agree. Mushrooms are fat. Mushrooms led me to meditation. I love guided meditations on YouTube because there's a funny moment, right? Sometimes the YouTube algorithm has no idea you're meditating, so it pops up an advertisement right in the middle. You'll be sitting there, you'll be feeling close to God and a quantumist, and then you're like, is that you, God? And he's like, Dan, have you thought about TurboTax? No, I'm not. I'm getting audited again, God. Like, chill. So now I watch every YouTube ad. I love it. I watch every single YouTube ad, which is a weird place to be in, but see, we've gotten very progressive as a society, which is nice, but we do these things that look silly sometimes. Like St. Jude's has a new 3-minute ad on YouTube. They've started a part of their charity that's going to the Ukraine to save the children of the war, but only the ones who have cancer. Why are we saving the B team? You don't have to get weird. We know cancer. They're not winning the country back. How hard are they to jam in the overhead? Save everyone. It just seems if you feel bad, none of you go to the supermarket and go, give me the bread that expires tomorrow. You say, where's the loaf with some life on it? Where's the hair? You know? I don't know, dudes. I'm twisted. I know. I understand. I'm just happy to be in New York this week. We fly so much for this. Anyone else weird on planes? If you could figure it out, I'm weird on planes as well. I have this problem where every plane that I'm on, I always think about what I'm going to do if the plane goes down. Not like, what do you, 10 minutes left to live? How do you live out the rest of your life? I don't think a lot of people think about it. Because I'll ask my guy friends, they're like, I would jerk off. Why? Why is that weird? If I'm on a plane that's going down, I'm going to kill the guy in the seat next to me. I've jerked off thousands of times. I've never killed anyone. Yeah. Let me feel something new if it's all about to end. Guys, I've been Dan LaMorte. Thank you so much for your time.
Ooh, baby, I like it.